let's go, shall we? I am using a humongous deck today. We could go anywhere with this. So let's see. You have already seen the title, so you know why you're here. You know better than me. So hit the like button, tap in your energy across space and time, and let's dive in. I'm looking at a stormy situation straight away. Yeah, you need advice today, you need reassurance, you need guidance. There's a decision that you have to make. Yep, stormy cards out again. This is a serious decision. Right. Okay, you stay in this connection, you stay in this situation, and it's going to be stormy, it's going to be rocky. You walk away and it's going to be dry and boring. You're torn. Do I stay here in this chaotic whirlwind of a situation with benefits? This could be work. Yeah, this could also be about staying on benefits or welfare or something like that. Whereas you walk away, you're going to be dry, which means you're going to be broke, you're going to be bored, you're going to be struggling, which means, okay, you're going to get a job or move into a relationship or career that you don't really enjoy. You could be dealing with two people, male or female. One of your partners is wild, bubbly, crazy, absolute psychotic nightmare to deal with at times. Yeah, wild motherfucker. And it's not an easy relationship to be in, but you love them. The other one is boring and dry, and it's just happy-go-lucky, easily done. And it's like, do you want the simple, boring life, or do you want the wild, fucking stormy life? What a conversation today. Let's look. Cards are everywhere, flying all over the place. Let me collect them. Yeah, I see commitment. This is about commitment. Two rings are out. This is about a relationship for real. For real. Ooh, involves your ex as well, getting back with your ex. Okay, give me a second, yeah? Stormy relationship. Do you go back to your ex? Do you commit to this connection? We're looking at a yin and yang vibration as well. One person that you could be dealing with could be a little bit bipolar, right? I want to say, like up and down, back and forth, positive and negative, right? Yin and yang. See, you're high and low. I don't really believe in bipolar in the way in which it's normally portrayed. I just think we all have yin and yang, high vibes, low vibes. For example, I identify as ambivert. I can be really introvert and then I can be really extrovert. I just go with the energy. I go with the flow. So I'm wild, I'm amp, I'm bubbly. Ah! I'm a crazy bitch. Then I'm like, yeah, what? Say that again? Cool. All right then, bless. Yeah, little more, cheese. All right, bye. Like, that's life. Who says we always have to be one way? We have to be linear and basic. We don't. It's not about basicness here. It's about being truly who you are. But this energy takes you on a roller coaster. This could be you, actually. I'm looking at a connection, but it's like maybe you think, am I going to be accepted? Because on some days I'm wild and stormy. And when I said psychotic, I was joking when I said that. So I know that is a serious phrase, but you know when people are like, that person's fucking crazy, that person's psychotic, that person's a psycho. Fucking hell, they're crazy. The best of us are, darling. The best of us are, darling. You know? Darling. Yeah? But then on the other side of the situation, it's really, really dry. It's really, really passive. It's really, really boring. It's really, really one-sided. There's no adventure. So it might be really scary for you to decide. I keep seeing commitment. I see a relationship here, and because I see all these rings, but let's just hone it on commitment so we can widen this reading out a little bit more. Because at the end of the day, it's about committing to either taking a risk, a really risky... Whoa, someone is walking the line between a risky motherfucking life and a really dry, mundane life. Wow. One of these lives give you absolute confidence and self-belief, desire, lust, everything that you would associate with a risk, like daredevil energy. Oh, are we going to survive if we do this? Oh, it's thrilling. Thrill-seeking vibration is here times 10. And the other side is passive. I want to be really, it's the polarity of that. So it is passive, it's dull, it's no facial expression, it's no emotion, nothing, numbing, emptiness. But the thing is, one's empty, dry, dull, boring, nothing. The other is 10 million times the opposite. So it is scary because finding the middle ground doesn't seem to be there. I've got the X's card out here, right? What else is this? 12. The 12th could be significant for you as well. The 6th and the 12th, yeah? The 6th and the 12th. So the 6th of May, the 12th of May, the 12th of June as well. Significant. You could be watching this on the 12th of May. If you are, the 12th of June is going to be significant for you as well. So think about cycles around the 12th. Yeah, 12 breaks down into a 3. Could be a third party situation, finding a way to balance out both of these energies. If this is you, then it's about drawing the line between being the daredevil and then having some downtime, being the introvert and the extrovert. You know, I was trying to speak about being an ambivert, which is being introvert sometimes, extrovert other times, right? I want to look at this X card because it's the only card that I don't understand. It is the Knight of Wands in this deck, but I don't understand why it's here. Something about a past relationship, a past connection. Digging deep in love. Because in your past relationship, you had really, really bad health, really, really bad finances for a time, really, really bad public image, public persona, the way that your relationship was spoken about. Something came to an end. Yeah, I'm looking at a man who was getting unstuck legally, emotionally, mentally, overthinking about a journey, some travel. You could have been traveling around the world. You could have been, I want to say a high flyer. I want to say something about miles, yeah? Flight miles. It could, your name even could be Miles. Baker as well could be a significant name. I've got the initials EM and FW. Then I've also got the name Baker coming through, so just hold that. But and then I'm also getting flight risk as well. You were scared to take a risk in this situation. I'm looking at someone loyal, a loyal love, a loyal connection. I'm looking at a necklace standing out to me as well. Looks a bit like an amulet, a very, very important, significant necklace. Yeah? But someone feeling bound or chained to an X or a fear vibration. Yeah? There's positive energy around a connection and this risk. This is what I get, a loyal risk. It's a risk, but it's loyal. I don't even know how to decipher that. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's a risk to go in this direction. It's a risk to be this bold, but it brings loyalty in your heart. Like, you feel loyal to it. You feel like you owe it to yourself. You feel like you owe it to them. Whether this is you or them or another, we're referring to in the stormy vibration, the crazy, wild, risk-taking energy. It feels loyal to you. That means I guess I'm saying it's like a rightful passage. It feels destined. It feels right. Like, you know, when you go, they talk about lust as one of the seven deadly sins, thrill seeking, something in the moment that doesn't last, a whiplash, a whip snapper energy. This isn't that. This is a wild, stormy vocation, a life choice, a life path to rock up your life and go on a lifelong journey of savagery, I want to say. Turn up, live wild, be free. Like, really, really settle down and settle into a life that isn't imprisoning. It's intoxicating. That might be scary as well. An intoxicating lifestyle that fills you with riches and privilege, but also leaves you with concerns, because there's always going to be an expectation to be strong and bold and risky. You've always got to be willing to take a risk, let go and surrender. It's like having a trustful, though. You've never taken a trustful with someone before, and you have to go for a trustful. Once you do it once, you'll be better at doing it, but you have to take a trustful every single year if you go down this route. It's like going to summer camp, and every year it gets to the third day of camp and you've got to go on a trustful exercise again. You'll have to keep doing it. Whereas if you decide to go in the other direction, yeah, where it's just going to be you and you're going to be wealthy, yeah? If you go in the other direction, you're going to be wealthy all on your own here. Doesn't look like a bad thing when I say all on your own. I just say you are going to be wealthy. You're going to be working in the institution, very, very corporate job. there is a sexy woman as well in this corporate lane, but you're going to have to choose between a lot of obstacles and challenges and how to balance out a home life, a family life with this woman. There's a lot of high honor, a lot of recognition, a very, very mature energy here, and but the timing is always going to be at play. Is it are we going to have enough time to do this? Are we going to have to sacrifice? Oh, I don't know what that is. Hold on. Sacrifice something. Our intuition. Sacrifice our family and friends. Sacrifice our money all the time and give it away. Sacrifice. Oh. It just looks like the other side sacrifices over and over again. So there's two sides to a lifestyle that are here, or two choices a choice for you to make between the two. One, you go on an adventurous, thrill-seeking. This could be your life and what's naturally meant to happen anyway, but you've just got to keep walking the line and balancing both of them out. This is the most likely reality. Is your life is set to be like this, and you've got to find the balance between the two, because this could be the same energy polarizing back and forth between you and a lover, between you and your career. Yeah, take it as it resonates. Yeah, because this is general reading, remember. But so stay with me. On one side of the spectrum, right, yin and yang, we're looking at a thrill-seeking, daredevil relationship that is going to require you to take risk over and over again, trustful over and over again. Ascend, evolve, take risks, go on daredevil adventures, riding naked on motorbikes, jumping out of aeroplanes, jumping off cliffs, waterfalls. I mean, driving off waterfalls, jumping out of aeroplanes, making big deals, putting $1 million on red. I mean, fucking risk like that. Whereas on the other side, it is very mundane. Okay, we go in at this time, we check in at this time, we sign the contract at this time, we move houses here, we arrange all of this, we monitor our relationships with the rest of the world, we deal with losses of family members, we check our finances regularly, boring, but basically I'm so rude, clearly I have my preference, right? But it's like, and both of these sides are needed, may I add. It looks like to me, you need to learn to be an ambivert. That's what we're going to call this reading. Because yeah, this thrill-seeking life's lit. Over here, gassed up. The other side, it's the everyday mundane checking in. Are the kids okay? Is the house okay? Who are we letting into our life? Who are we not? Well, how are our relationships with family and friends? This is a couple, right? Or a person that goes on holiday for 6 months of the year. Every other quarter you're on holiday, turning up, living a wild, rambunctious life. But then you've got to come back, and for those 3 months that you're back, you've got to ground it down. You've got to see family and friends. You've got to nourish the relationships, look after kids, family, social networks. You've got to work for the institution, government, companies, finance, funding, whatever it is, you're balancing out the both. So it's difficult because you are shifting between really different paradigms of wild, thrill-seeking life, and then coming back and really grounding down and working really, really hard for a chunk of time. And in that period of time, the haters are real. Jealousy is real. Because you've been turning up for 3 months in the Caribbean, for example, or all around the world, globetrotting, then you come back, and then you've got to deal with your mum who's giving you the stink eye because you've been gone for 3 months, and she can't just be grateful that you're back and with her. She's like, well, you've been gone all this time. And then if you've got kids and you haven't been with your kids, whatever age they are, whether they go to private school, public school, I'm getting in my head, state school, right? Whatever the case may be, you come back, well, you've been gone all this time, it's taken you so long, I'm not happy with you. You've then got to deal with the backlash of everyone else. Because everyone else is looking at your life and they're not happy with the freedom that you've created in your own life. They would rather you be in this vibration with them all the time. They would rather you not be free, high-flying, and that you'll just be sitting down doing this job all the time. But you don't want this job, this life. You don't want a lifestyle that is mundane and dry all the time. You want a balance between the two. The main advice I can give you is the example I gave you was 3/4 here, 3/4 there. It seems too blocky. Yeah? So I would break that down and do that same model within 1 quarter. So within 1 week, within every single quarter, or 3 weeks within every single quarter, you go to somewhere else, you go on a holiday to a different location, or you do a daredevil thrill-seeking thing. You have an extrovert week once a month, and then the rest of the 3 weeks you do introvert stuff, yeah, or the mundane stuff, yeah. It's up to you, and however you're connecting this. Some of this is you independently on your own. You and your Harley motorbike riding off into the sunset to just be free and wild, yeah? Whereas some of you, this is you and your lover balancing out the yin and yang. I do see children here as well, that's the thing. I see commitments on the ground that you can't leave behind that require your dedication and effort. So it's about making sure you're integrating your time wisely in between everyone that needs you. Also being aware of the people that don't need you but demand your time and don't actually deserve it. The working commitments and obligations, who's taking over responsibility if you're an entrepreneur, business person, because you've got to be making enough money to fly off and do all this shit on your own and live this life. So you've got to be running a smart, good enough business with leading professionals that can do the job while you're out and about off site. You need to have the freedom to be off site as much as you want to and work from home, work from anywhere around the world whenever you want to without any real restraint. So it's about creating that kind of lifestyle for yourself, okay? Let me go in with the tarot. Very interesting reading, guys. Very interesting lifestyle. Balancing out nicely though. If you're manifesting a lifestyle instead of a career, then hell yeah, that's exactly what you're meant to be doing, so go for it. But you are mentally conflicted because there's a lot you've got to accept, because this is wild for you. It's different. You are hoping that this is going to work out. You've been patiently planning for this. You've been moving away from any feelings of being trapped in fear, because you don't want the lifestyle that you had before. You want this new lifestyle. So you've been working independently on your own on this, manifesting this, dreaming about this, making serious moves and choices. A lot of conflicts, a lot of pain over this. It's really hurt you to have to sit with this, to realize that this is something that these are a lot of sacrifices you're going to have to make if you really do this. So you really have to question whether or not this is something that you do or don't want in your life. Wow. Big crossover, yeah? In my head, I get like crossing over in a major way. Like in my head, I get like crossover boxing as well. So if you watch Misfits and the Zone boxing, YouTube boxing scene over here, then I mean, you're shifting from just being a YouTuber to suddenly now training how many times a day, how many times a week to learn to be a boxer, to level up your skills, to take on people in the ring, to be in the public arena, to be judged for all the shit that you're doing. Not easy, right? Crossing over from one sector to another, one field to another, right? Get at me, I am an industry professional. I know about what it means to cross over from industry to industry. Industry hopping is a real thing. It's going to be a real thing in the future as well. So if you're exploring and experimenting with different ways of living and not conforming to one narrative, then boy, this is the channel for you. Hit subscribe and like, because boy, I really get it. Take some time to rest. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to know the right answer or do the right thing, yeah? Because it isn't easy. Oh, the love's beautiful though. Oh my God. Like you're doing it because the love is real. Yeah, whether or not this is another person that you love with all your heart, or whether or not you just love this lifestyle for yourself, then that's obvious, that's evidence. So that's why you're doing this, yeah? It isn't easy to get to this point in your career, to get this point in your life, but you know it's the best life you could ever imagine. It's a new beginning for you. It's beautiful. You're never going to regret this. There's no way you can regret it, because you're living so free and frivolously based on a strong foundation of knowledge and awareness, because you're not doing something stupid with no sense. You're not jumping out of an airplane without a parachute and without a whole team and without a whole training lessons and preparation for it and guidance and another person actually attached to you who actually pulls the cord and does all the work. You're just going for the experience. You've got the professionals at toe who's got records and accolades and certificates for being the greatest in the world to do this. So you haven't got to worry, yeah? You're not doing this blindly. You're not doing this willy-nilly. You're doing this because it's grounded on absolute truth and faith. This is your destiny as well. You've patiently been manifesting all of this, and it's transformed you in major ways. Your passion has gone through the roof because of this, and you've just really been waiting, really assessing the truth of the situation, building up the confidence that you need, getting a firm foundation, but you've been wishing for this all your life, and it is here. It's here now. You haven't got to be discontent and bored anymore. Oh my God. When I first had this deck, the deck that I'm using today, Final Story, right? This is the John Holland Tarot deck. This is the first tarot deck I ever had in my life, right? When I first got this card, this deck, the card that came out for me all the fucking time was discontent and bored. All the time. all the time. And it was just a constant reminder of how unfulfilled I was in my reality. This deck is life-changing for me. It changed my life in major ways. I hope it has the same effect on you today. Because the reason that you've done everything that you've done in your life up until this point, and you've gone through the difficult cycle that you have over the last 12 to 18 months, the last 4 months specifically, has really initiated change. You've settled in the last 4 months to, this is it now, I want this. But you're still a little bit torn because you're like, whoa, this way is wild as fuck. And this way is solidified as fuck. You can't really move and breathe. There's no negotiation in this space. Because I'm looking at institution, corporation, legal, right? Matter that is matter of fact. You can't move through it. You just got to confirm and align to the truest narrative that's here. You got to tell the straight and narrow. I'm looking at exactly my collective, who I'm trying to bring over to this platform. So if that is you, hit the fucking like. Hell yeah, you belong here. It's a bunch of hippies over here with flowers in their hair, and bits of wheat in their mouth, dancing around at like Burning Man and Coachella, hippified fucking events of all time, sitting there drinking ayahuasca and burning sage and hanging around with the indigenous groups for a certain period of the month, and then coming back, and then you're in your suit and tie and your best shoes, heading into the boardroom for one of the most profound meetings that you're ever going to be in regards to legal, government, politics, economics, standards, fucking industrial relations, fucking hell, and then you're doing that for a period of time, really wrapped up in really corporate shit, when you're flying off again, sitting in the fucking Amazon naked with a bunch of indigenous groups. I mean, that's what I'm envisioning for my life, so I'm sharing that for you, because somewhere in this story, that is your narrative. It may not be as wild and rambunctious as mine, but you are towing the line between two very different realities, but that's what you believe in. And the whole reason I started my career down this path, to really pave two very different lives for myself like that and bring that into being, is because so many people I'd done readings for also shared that same narrative with me, and made me really, really aware that fucking hell, every single one of you guys that I do readings with more time, when we sit down on a one-to-one and we really connect, and a lot of people just told me the main thing I struggle with is I want to do this, but I want to do this as well. And they're polarizing constructs. And ever since I started my business based on the fact that I wanted to bring science and spirituality together. That was all I wanted. And the more that I started doing tarot, which was the spiritual side of it, everyone else was also saying, I want to do this and I want to do this. They're polarizing. What do I do? Now I'm an industry trade professional, right? Self-founded, self-developed, building something nuclear that I've never even envisioned I could do, because of all of this. And I'm trying to really niche in and create the life I just described to you, but that indigenous wild jumping out of fucking aeroplanes, daredevil shit, versus coming back and sitting in the boardroom and really getting shit done. And it seems wild and out there and impossible, and two polarizing constructs. It's crazy, it's psycho, it's lunatic ideologies of how to live, but it's my dream. And you have yours. So whatever that wild, rambunctious dream is for you, you go and do that, right? Like in my head, it's like someone who wants to be a vegan butcher. Do you get what I mean? They're like, what? I want to be a butcher, but I want to be a vegan butcher. Well, that doesn't exist. What do you mean? No, I want to open a vegan butcher's. Everything in here is vegan, but it's proper meat, and I want like cows hanging down. You know when you go to some of those butchers and they have animal heads in the window? I want that, but I want it to be all vegan. Fucking hell, this is the future. This is the future. Imagine, because fucking hell, vegans love a fake looking meat, right? Someone's gonna have a whole fucking cow in their window. It's all vegan. It's a vegan fucking pig. You know, it's a whole pig that you put the apple in the mouth. It's vegan. Here you go. Vegan butchers. Oh, I'm going to get that vegan pig today. We're going to have a big barbecue and we're going to put the whole vegan pig on the roast. What a life. But that's what life is. Do you get what I mean? So in fact, that's the best way to explain the journey that you're on. Is two polarizing constructs. And together they seem ludicrous and out there and wild, you know? But we do have Impossible Burgers at Burger King. There are more and more vegan stuff on the menu. I mean, there's a gorgeous woman who makes the sexiest vegan chicken drumsticks, and she even puts fake wooden sticks in while she wraps all of these mushrooms and fries them. It looks sick. It looks like a fucking chicken leg, and it's actually mushroom with a wooden stick in it. And it's just genius. I mean, the future looks incredibly exciting for the unique collectives and all the stuff that we're into and we like, right? Even if it was an ideology of actually, I want to have a butcher's with loads of meat because I love meat, but I also want to have a vegan bakery. Do that. You can have a vegan shop and then a meat shop. There's no limitation. You can eat anything you fucking want is the point. Do you get what I mean? There's no limitation here, guys. So just let go of the need to conform and be what society tells you. Oh my God, I can't be this without being that. I have to be this and I can't do that. Yeah, you can. If you can dream it and see it and believe it, then you can achieve it. You just got to put the work in and do that. And I guess now it's time for you to put the work in and do that because you've now seen it and you now believe it. All right? Love and Light Collective.